The DeFeo family tragedy in Amityville, New York, on November 13, 1974, remains a heartbreaking reminder how domestic struggles can lead to unimaginable loss. While the events inspired widespread media attention, including horror stories, the true focus should honor the victims: Ronald DeFeo Sr., Louise DeFeo, Dawn, Allison, Marc, and John Matthew. Research suggests their lives were marked by everyday joys, family bonds, and personal aspirations amid challenges like financial pressures and internal conflicts. Key points include family unity amid challenges. The DeFeos appeared as a close-knit Catholic family, with Ronald Sr. as a hard-working provider and Louise as a devoted homemaker. However, underlying tensions, including reported abuse, highlight the complexities of their home life, individual dreams, and personalities. Each child had unique traits: Dawn's artistic spirit, Allison's quiet creativity, Marc's athletic resilience despite injury, and John Matthew's innocent cheer, reflecting potential unfulfilled due to the tragedy. Community perception. Neighbors saw them as nice and normal, involved in local activities like church and barbecues. The rumors of mob ties added an unverified layer of intrigue. Lasting legacy. Buried together in St. Charles Cemetery, their story underscores a need for awareness of family dynamics and mental health, with evidence leaning toward motives rooted in resentment and substance issues rather than supernatural elements. This tribute shifts emphasis from the crime to the victim's humanity, drawing on verified accounts to celebrate their lives sensitively. While the perpetrator, Ronald "Butch" DeFeo Jr., was convicted and died in 2021, the family's memory deserves respect free from sensationalism. The DeFeos, of Italian heritage, started in Brooklyn before moving to Amityville in 1965 for a fresh start. Ronald Sr., a car salesman at his father-in-law's big dealership, provided a comfortable suburban life at 112 Ocean Avenue, a waterfront home with a pool and boathouse, complete with a high hope sign symbolizing their aspirations. Louise, from a wealthy background, focused on raising their 5 children, fostering a devout Catholic household that attended St. Martin of Tours Church and hosted community gatherings. Despite outward normalcy, family dynamics included strict discipline from Ronald Sr., which some sources describe as abusive, contributing to tensions. Ronald DeFeo Sr., a dedicated provider with Brooklyn roots, he rose from mechanic to manager, boasting a flashy lifestyle. His mall connection rumors were likely exaggerated, but he valued family traditions like summer barbecues. Louise DeFeo, a nurturing mother and former model, she supported her husband's career while creating a warm home. She endured challenges quietly, prioritizing her children's well-being. Dawn DeFeo, at 18, she was vibrant and musical, writing songs and dreaming of independence, perhaps moving to Florida. Her room reflected her creative side. Allison DeFeo, the 13-year-old, was shy yet artistic, enjoying drawing and observing family life. Her bedroom's pink and yellow floral walls hinted at her gentle personality. Marc DeFeo, athletic at 12, he loved sports despite a recent football injury requiring crutches. His resilience shone through health setbacks. John Matthew DeFeo, the youngest at 9, he brought joy with his laughter and playfulness, often seen with toy cars, a symbol of childhood innocence lost. If this tribute resonates and you'd like more on similar stories, hit subscribe for thoughtful true crime explorations. In the quiet suburb of Amityville, New York, the DeFeo family once embodied the American dream: a spacious waterfront home, a successful business, and a brood of children full of promise. Purchased in 1965 for $30,000, equivalent to around $300,000 today, 112 Ocean Avenue was more than just a 3-story Dutch colonial house with 5 bedrooms, a boathouse, heated pool, and a Virgin Mary statue in the yard. It was a symbol of hope, marked by the ironic High Hopes sign out front. This tribute honors Ronald DeFeo Sr., Louise DeFeo, Dawn, Allison, Marc, and John Matthew, not as victims of a sensationalized horror tale, but as real people with lives, dreams, and bonds that deserve to flourish. Drawing from historical accounts, police reports, trial testimonies, and family insights, we remember them sensitively, focusing on their humanity amid the tragedy of November 13th, 1974. While the events led to Ronald Butch DeFeo Jr.'s conviction for 6 counts of second-degree murder and his death in prison in 2021, this narrative celebrates the family's legacy, emphasizing empathy for domestic struggles and the importance of mental health awareness. The DeFeo story begins in Brooklyn, where Ronald Joseph DeFeo Sr., born November 16, 1930, to Italian immigrants Rocco and Antoinette DeFeo, grew up in a working-class environment. Slender and ambitious, Ronald Sr., known as Big Ronnie, started as a mechanic but climbed the ranks through determination. He met Louise Marie Brigant, born November 3, 1931, to the affluent Michael and Angela Brigant. Louise, with her striking beauty and early modeling dreams, married Ronald Sr. young, at 18, against her parents' initial wishes due to class differences. Their union mended family ties when their first child, Ronald Jr., Butch, arrived on September 26, 1951. Michael Brigant, a prosperous businessman owning Brigant Carl Bick, offered Ronald Sr. a job as service manager, providing stability and perks like generous gifts and allowances. The family expanded with Dawn Teresa in 1956, Allison Louise in 1961, Mark Gregory in 1962, and John Matthew in 1965. Devout Catholics, they attended St. Martin of Tours Church regularly, instilling values of faith and community. Neighbors described him as nice, normal. Ronald Sr. giving rides in his Bicks, Louise baking cookies for school events, and the kids playing in the yard. Ronald Sr. hosted barbecues, projecting success, though dependencies on Brigant's wealth bred resentment. Whispers of mob ties. Ronald S.I.'s uncle Rocco was a reputed Genovese family associate, added shadowy intrigue, but these were likely bravado rather than fact. Louise, a dedicated homemaker, created a nurturing environment despite challenges. From a privileged background, she married into ambition, bearing the emotional load of family dynamics. She organized holidays, volunteered at schools, and supported her husband's career, often mediating conflicts. Her devotion shone in small acts, like planning family picnics or ensuring church attendance, reflecting a quiet strength. Dawn, the eldest daughter at 18, was vibrant and artistic. She wrote songs venting family frustrations, dreaming of independence, perhaps escaping to Florida with a boyfriend. Musical and rebellious, her room might have held a guitar or notebooks of lyrics, symbolizing her creative spirit amid teenage yearnings. Allison, 13, was a quiet observer, shy, introspective, and artistic. She enjoyed drawing, her bedroom walls adorned with pink and yellow flowers, a small TV on the dresser. Confiding in friends about family fears, she represented the gentle, thoughtful side of adolescence. Mark, 12, was athletic and resilient. Despite a severe football injury requiring crutches and a wheelchair, he loved sports, idolizing his father. His determination to play through pain highlighted a spirited boy whose potential was tragically halted. John Matthew, the youngest at 9, brought infectious joy. Cheerful with a gap-toothed grin, he played with toy cars, embodying childhood innocence. As a baby, he was a light in the family, his laughter a reminder of simpler times. Daily life included routines like family dinners, possibly tense but grounded in tradition. The move to Amityville offered serenity, waterfront views, community involvement. But underlying issues, like Ronald S.R.'s strict discipline and Butch drug struggles, LSD, heroin, created fractures. Reports of abuse, especially toward Butch, paint a complex picture, yet the family projected unity. Churchgoers, charity donors, pillars of suburbia. On that fateful night, the family slept peacefully, Ronald Sr. and Louise in the master bedroom, Mark and John sharing a room with Mark's wheelchair nearby, Allison in her floral sanctuary. Dawn in haze. The tragedy unfolded around 3 a.m., with no signs of struggle, all found face down in pajamas, arms above heads. Butch's motives remain unclear, a mix of resentment, drugs, jealousy, but the loss was profound. Buried in St. Charles Cemetery, Farmingdale, their graves stand as a solemn tribute. The house inspired the Amityville horror franchise, often criticized for exploiting their pain through fabricated hauntings by the Lutz family and DeFeo's lawyer. Yet, documentaries and accounts aim to humanize them, like in Very Scary People or YouTube explorations. This tribute calls for remembering their vibrancy, Dawn's melodies, Allison's sketches, Marc's games, John Matthews' play, Ronald SR's drive, Louise's care. It highlights prevention, addressing abuse, addiction, and honors their unfulfilled potentials. DeFeo family members. Age. Key traits and dreams. Notable details. Ronald DeFeo Sr., 43. Ambitious car salesman, family provider. Italian roots, mob rumors, unverified. Hosted barbecues. Louise DeFeo, 43. Nurturing homemaker, former model. From wealthy brigand family, mediated conflicts, church volunteer. Dawn Teresa DeFeo, 18. Artistic, musical, independent. Wrote songs, dreamed of Florida escape, vibrant personality. Allison Louise DeFeo, 13. Shy, observant, artistic. Enjoyed drawing, floral bedroom decor, confided in friends. Marc Gregory DeFeo, 12. Athletic, resilient. Football injury, crutches. Loved sports, idolized father. John Matthew DeFeo, 9. Cheerful, innocent. Played with toy cars, infectious laugh, family light. Their story, while tragic, inspires compassion. If this deepened your appreciation, subscribe for more heartfelt tribute.